Okay, so now we've done lots of mental work. We're going to today look at using the written column method. Now, if I start then with 135, add 243, I'm going to line this up in my columns. I'm thinking about my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. But 135, add 243. Don't forget the plus symbol, just to show what's going on here, make this mathematical sentence make sense. 5 and 3 is 8, using my number bonds. 4 tens and 3 tens is 7 tens. 30 and 40 is 70. And 100 and 200 is 300s. Or 100 and 200 is 300. So I get 378. Your turn. So think about your hundreds, tens, ones, line up your columns correctly, and have a go. Pause the video now, come back when you're ready for the answer. Okay, so 721, 137, really important here that we're setting out our work neatly in these columns, so it's very clear what's going on. 1 add 7 is 8, 2 tens add 3 tens is 5 tens, and 700s add 100 is 800, so I get 858. Now, what happens when we've got to do some regroupings? In those examples, we didn't have to do any regrouping because all of the numbers were within 10. If we've got any numbers that add together to make a number greater than 10, then we have to do some regrouping because we can't have 2 digits in one column. So 7 and 4, I know, is 11. Well, what we're going to do then is, if you think about 11, I've got 110, 1, 1. So I'm going to keep the ones in the ones column here, and I'm going to put this 110, I'm going to regroup it down here at the bottom in the tens column, nice and small down at the bottom in the tens column. Now I'm going to do 6 tens add 4 tens, 6 add 4 is 10. Got to remember to add this little 1, which gives me 11. Then I've got the same problem, so I'm going to put the 1 here, the ones column, 11, and the 10 down here, nice and small in the hundreds column. So 3 add 2 is 5, add that extra 1 gives me 600s. So the total here is 611. And the 2 tricks here are to remember this regrouping process. So if I get a number greater, 10 or greater, I put the ones digit in the column I'm working on, and I regroup the tens digit into the next column. But then you've got to remember to add that in as well. So in the hundreds, for instance, I've done 3 and 2 is 5. Add that 1 gives me a total of 6. So your turn now. Again, think about your place value columns. Think about what's going on when you regroup. Pause the video. Come back when you're ready. Okay, let's have a look. 147 add 365. So 7 add 5. I know, again, think back to early in the week when we were saying knowing your number bonds facts is just so important. 7 and 5 is 12. So I'm going to keep my ones column, that 2 in the ones, and I'm going to regroup that 10 down here, nice and small. It's like I'm saving it for later. 4 and 6 is 10. Add the 1 is 11. So again, I'm going to keep that digit in this column here. And this tens digit I'm going to put over into the hundreds column. 1 add 3 is 4, add the 1 gives me 5. So I get 512. Going to look at one more example, but just thinking about what happens when I've got different numbers of digits. So here I've got hundreds, tens, and ones. Here I've only got tens and ones. So we just have to be really careful that we line up our numbers correctly. I'm not putting 87 here in the hundreds column. 8 goes in the tens column. 7 goes in the ones column, so there's no hundreds. 4 and 7 makes 11. So again, I'm going to put that 1 here, regroup the tens digits down here, nice and small. 3 and 8 is also 11, add the 1 gives me 12. So again, I'm going to keep that ones digit here in the column I'm working in, and regroup the tens digit down here. 5 and 1 is 6, I get 621. Your turn. Again, think really carefully. Where does everything go? Where is everything going to line up? How am I going to do my regrouping? Pause the video now. Unpause when you're ready to look at the solution. Okay, here we go. 864. Make sure you've got 58 lined up here, 5 10s, 8 1s. 4 add 8 is 12. So the 2 goes in this 1s column, and the 10 goes down here. 6 add 5 is 11, add the 1 gives me 12. So again, same thing, 2 goes in the column I'm working in, I regroup the 10 down here. 8 and no 10s and 110 is 900, sorry. So I get 922. So go back now to your independent task and complete that in your books.